Oh, it's here from Lerner and Rowe. Welcome, sir. It's your first time on the big program. Welcome.
It is. Thank you so much.
Oops, I broke your mic. Go ahead.
It is. Thank you so much. Glad to be here.
And before we get into any of the great stuff you're doing, I didn't realize what a wheelhouse it is to mention your name on this radio station and then say, hey, if you have a question or two.
Legal advice.
Look at this. I said it a minute ago. I've got 20 different people like, well, my neighbor smokes a lot and he started a small fire. Everybody, that has to be your entire existence. Like,
Started a small fire.
Every time people are like, oh my God, it's okay.
It happens quite often.
Yeah, what's
really
the craziest one people have said to you? Like, oh my God, this is a crime I'm now complicit in. I should know any of this.
The funny thing is I have a lot of friends that want to come to me with, hey, I just did this or I did this that. You know, what are the ramifications?
You're like the Ray Donovan to your friends.
Yeah.
Could you clean this up for me?
I wish it could be that far. I love that show too. I wish I could go that far as being that great character, but no, I don't even know if you can say really great character. He's
a horrible person.
Yeah, he's not a very good person, but he's a great person to watch.
It's insane. Can I read some of these to you? Can we give some free legal advice? Is that all right?
We can try as long as it's in my wheelhouse. See, a lot of people will ask me about family law. They'll ask me about criminal defense, bankruptcy.
And you'll recommend someone to them or something?
Well, our office does handle a lot of that stuff. We have two separate law firms. You know, Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys is what everybody hears and sees. And then we have Lerner and Rowe Lerner and Rowe Law Group. Lerner and Rowe Law Group is the criminal defense bankruptcy part. Family law stuff, we will refer out to people we know in the community, really reputable attorneys. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff. If it's not in my wheelhouse, then I'll just refer them out.
What about this one? Should we worry about Arizona profiling non-affiliated club bikers as domestic threats like California did?
Yeah. See, now we're getting into
Don't know. All right.
Well, we're getting into political stuff. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. I know California's gone out of their way to do that. I have some actually friends of mine that I went to high school with that are members of motorcycle clubs, and pretty famous or infamous, if you want to put it, clubs. But they're really, aside from, you know, some of the negative that you hear about these separate clubs, there are some really good people still, and they're still trying to do good things. You know, they have a lot of give back programs as well too that they're trying to help
Christian
out.
riders.
Yeah,
I see those guys out all the
time.
time.
They're all over the place.
Yeah,
so put that guy in the Lloyd Baker pile.
Yeah, that's right. He goes to Lloyd Baker. We'll get to that in a minute.
We're already bringing this.
We're getting into that.
I'm excited about this morning already.
Good.
Bring it on.
I have a friend who had another friend's Riley's jet ski. His drunk wife ran the jet ski into the ground. He tried to fix it with duct tape and said it should be good. Does my friend have a legal case to get his jet ski repaired, although the duct tape may have looked better than the thing did before they wrecked it?
Wow.
Well, sure, it's damage to property. Being drunk is what we call an inflammatory fact pattern. It just gives rise that this person shouldn't have been operating the vehicle.
Right.
Now, you kind of got to also look at the individual that owned the vehicle that allowed this individual. Did he or she know that this individual was drunk at the time that they
What if
allowed
we're
him to
But
drive?
they're not going to get a brand new jet ski.
Absolutely
It's a
not.
replacement of the equal value.
You're
right?
not even that. You get it fixed.
What if we're both drunk and you wreck my jet ski, but I gave you permission to do it? Do I have a defense for being drunk?
It would be you. We both wrecking it is one thing.
Right.
I went ahead and took it and wrecked it.
Right.
Again, I would be responsible for repairing that. Now, causing injuries,
right?
Little different. You should know that you shouldn't be around or operating vehicles, and that is a vehicle modes of transportation. So, absolutely, you would still bear the responsibility.
And
as the owner or as the guy driving?
Both.
Oh, geez.
Right.
Yeah, don't get drunk anymore. That's it. The rules are just don't get drunk.
And if he was on your jet ski, and even though he wrecks it and gets injured, you're still.
That's what he just said.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, it's actually both. Same thing with driving a car.
Yeah.
You know, if you loan your car out to somebody that we call it negligent entrustment without getting into all the elements of it. If you loan your car out to somebody and you have reasonable belief or know or should have known that they shouldn't be driving, like they had a suspended license or that they were drinking, you're going to come back responsibility as well.
Don't both insurance companies sometimes look at the cases and they'll try to get them both involved? And like if it's your...
I say this all the time, so let me just be as clear as possible. Insurance companies don't want to pay out, and if insurance companies were fair, I'd be out of business.
Yeah.
I'd be cleaning pools in Southern California in my flip-flops with the hat on backwards, enjoying, the beautiful sun. No, insurance companies are not fair, and I'm sorry for all those adjusters and representatives of the insurance company. They're billions of dollars companies.
Yep.
They're not around for billions of dollars to pay out. I can tell you that. We just did a commercial. We just did one that's going to be coming out right now, and it says, you're not in good hands. If you remember that commercial back in the day, and you know who that insurance company is. Yeah. You don't have a good neighbor, which is another tagline. And we go right into, then I have a
and
little.
Flo's a bitch. I remember that one. That was like Flo's a bitch.
And then then there's a little gecko crawling on my sleeve that I flick off, which can kind of tell you who that insurance company you're referring to. And it just basically comes out today. They're not fair. So it gets representation early on. So we can help you get through this.
I would like to see Glenn Lerner. Hold on. I would like to see Glenn Lerner dressed as a gecko in one of those. Yes. Wouldn't that be fun to just start dressing him up? Yeah. What is your question?
Speaking for all the alcoholics out there,
true.
I like to walk around sometimes drunk, really drunk.
And he does
public intoxication.
Public intoxication, I believe it's called. And I have, but I'm trying to be safe, so I'm walking home. And maybe I fall into a bush or something and take a little nap. What exactly, how much trouble can I get into for the public intoxication thing? Because I've never had, been busted
can you get sued
for it.
if you're just sleeping in
property
somebody's
damage
yard?
if you're, bush, if that's private.
We're in the criminal realm. That is not my forte. Absolutely. It's definitely a ticket and a violation.
What if Eric violates himself? That's happened before. Can he sue himself?
What if my pants fall down to my ankles and I'm in the bush?
Wow. Then you'd have a really good time when they arrest you and throw you in the slammer. All right, I don't know if you would have the good time, but I think many others would.
Your pants just drop at you're going to be.
It would be the best house party ever.
You're going to be the prom queen somewhere, that's for sure.
Riding a bike is, you get a DUI for that, right?
Sure.
Riding a bike.
This is an interesting one.
I knew I was going to get myself in trouble.
Yeah, this is trouble, Kevin. You should have rethought this. We'll get into it. You're doing great things, but we have to get to, my emails just went brrr. I work with a guy who was a commissioner of a fantasy football league, which I won years ago. He paid second and third place, but not first place. Can I take him to court? Best always, Dominic down the hall, suing Richard Page, who's sitting right next to me.
I love it. Seeing that I just lost in fantasy football last night.
Did you? Yeah. Because of my Steelers?
Yeah, Antonio Brown. Wasn't excited. That guy wasn't supposed to play.
Oh, so you didn't start him?
No, I didn't have him. He just wasn't supposed to play.
Kicked your ass.
Yeah. I had your kicker.
Oh, yeah, possible.
Yeah. He did
okay. You right.
He did great a couple weeks ago with 19 points.
Yeah.
So let's go back to...
Can Richard get sued by Dom for never paying out for the fantasy football?
The trouble that you're going to have here is, and again, it's not in my wheelhouse, but I would tell you, sure, you could sue. You can sue for anything. Yeah. Anything you want, you could sue for. There's a risk of suing and not having a legal basis or a reasonable basis to be suing because you can get hit for fees and costs on the other side. But could he sue? Sure, he could definitely sue you, and he probably should.
Yes, he should. It's been 5 years.
Is that awful?
Yeah. Well, 5 years now, he's run past the statute of limitations. So you're in the clear.
Oh, bummer.
Look at this.
Sorry.
Wait a minute.
You're in the clear.
He's in the clear.
I'm a witness. I was in the league and I paid my fee, so I know.
But it's 5 years.
Yeah,
5 years.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, absolutely.
Too late.
Doesn't mentioning it kind of restart it, though?
No. He's got to reaffirm it. If he's reaffirmed,
he has reafirmed that he'd never.
He did on the air. Yeah, we have audio clips of him saying.
Then it may
not everyone paid. So the money I had, I paid the second.
But
and
as
third
the
place.
commissioner,
Supposedly, whose problem is that?
You paid the second and third. Who won?
Dom.
The guy that
why would you pay the second and third? You're not the actual winner.
This is legal now. This is a lawyer telling you.
I'll help represent.
Yeah, we'll get Dom down here.
Actually, at the end of the day, it'd be small claims. It'd be small claims. Maybe you guys could get picked by Judge Judy and be brought on. That's where they get their cases.
How does small claims court work? Because I always hear about it. Like,
every state has different amounts. It could be up to $5,000 is typically what ours is here.
Right.
So you file a claim in small claims court.
Don't need a lawyer, just go in.
Lawyers are not allowed in.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Just
the litigants that go in. Yeah, which makes it great. And that's where all these shows, you see the Judge Judy's, that's where they grab their cases all across the nation from the small claims court.
Really? They're not actors?
No.
Come on.
Have you seen some of them?
No.
Wait a minute.
I watch
Have you seen some of them? I don't know if you can really be calling them actors.
I guess you're right.
trained.
Yeah, no, they're just idiots, and we're loaded with them. So
Show me the receipt.
Which this would be a good one.
The
fantasy football would be a fantastic one.
But she would throw it out. Like Judge Judy never even does
Show me
it.
the receipt. Show me what you have.
Because this illegal gambling comes in, and
that's
a lot
the
of
other
different.
thing.
And that's I'm not going.
Dom's got a lot of witnesses.
Yeah. Now here's the other thing. Before we get into the great stuff you guys are doing, which I think is fantastic, I got a couple emails about that as well. The fight. Lloyd Baker has not gotten back to me, but this is legit. Like, we will do this, right? You were so gung-ho when I said something about people wanting to fight, and then Lloyd Baker said he'd fight Glenn Lerner, too.
No, look, this started.
This has to occur.
I'm not going to get into I'm all for it.
I am too.
My partner's all for it. He keeps reaffirming. Now, obviously, I think doing it for charity makes it a lot better.
Of course.
No one wants to get out in the streets and really have a blood fest. No, we're not talking that.
A little bit.
Yeah, we
Look,
do.
there may be that there underlying, but at the end of the day, it would be, I think, a fun event.
Yeah.
It's tough because if you know anything about the legal profession, it's very conservative.
Yes.
So it's not something that I believe the legal profession is going to be all excited about.
Yeah.
But if you're doing something that's fun and for charity, oh, look at that. I'm having text messages.
You're getting
across
beat
right
up.
now.
Don't talk about the fight.
No, I think it can be done tastefully. I think it can be done to still get out a lot of aggression and stress. And
Do you have a lot of faith in Glenn to win this fight?
Sure, I do.
You do. Yeah,
sure,
you lean with your
You've
partner
seen
on
him
this.
train.
He's
got
actually
game.
he's has trained in mixed martial arts in the past.
Ooh.
He definitely has done some Muay Thai in the past. Neither one of them are young bucks by any means. I mean, even myself, which I am younger than both of them, even myself, we all have ailments over the years that keep coming up. I think it would be fun for charity. I think it would get, you're already getting tons of publicity on it. I think it'd be a fun time. I really think it would.
And then the winner would take on that Byron Brown. What's happened to Day Law?
Here's the funny thing is you're giving radio time to people that I'm kind of finding hilarious.
Yeah, I do
Byron
too.
Brown, I know him.
Yeah.
Here's a little story about Byron. He's a nice guy. He really is. But he's a defense attorney.
Okay.
A defense attorney in Nevada.
Okay.
He represents the insurance companies in Nevada.
Oh, nice.
He's actually a State Farm
Way to tick.
SIU attorney that actually goes after plaintiffs in Nevada.
Them's fighting
and
words.
that is a fact. This isn't, these are facts.
I'm not a big fan of SIU lawyers.
Yeah. and that's special
those guys.
investigation units. And then is here and he lives here. And again, nice guy. He lives here and, is started a PI practice. I've seen a couple of his commercials. They are humorous,
They're hilarious.
which I love because it's after what we do.
Yeah.
I think they're funny. I think they're good.
What's his fighting style?
I have no idea.
He's a pit fighter.
I really have no idea.
Oh, like Tank Abbott.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Tank Abbott. I have no idea. I do know, he's called me for advice, so I don't, here's the thing.
I love that.
Well, here's the thing. I mean,
Sensei.
did you want me to play the voicemails?
Have them? Yeah.
Here's the classic thing.
You give him free advice?
I always give free advice.
sure.
There's enough business to go around, but
You've
I
heard
tell
the
people,
commercials. No lack
why
of
go to
business.
somebody when you could just come to the source, the one who's giving the advice.
It's all making sense.
Kevin Rowe, Lerner and Rowe, one call, that's all. You don't have to make a call there and then another call back to me. It's one call.
You know how I know you guys are like the king of this whole deal? It's because Short Bus, the comedian, says, I got to know if anybody in this audience has a job or not. And then he goes, Lerner and Rowe, it's the way to go, call. And the whole audience is like, 97719. And then he's like, all right, you're all deadbeats. You're all watching day TV.
And not good TV.
Oh, it's great TV. Are you kidding?
sure.
The divorce
Some of the
shows.
top
and
programming.
That is true.
Judge
It
Judy.
is the top programming, no doubt.
So what happened?
They're not watching the news, I can tell you.
no,
They're not
no.
involved in any breaking news that's going on politically or in the Capitol.
No, they're not changing their lives or yours.
Yes.
Now, what happened to, do you guys feel like you're the leaping off point for the crazy commercials? I mean, when did this start? Because now it's just gotten so great. Like, you guys were the first one kicking down walls and knocking things over. It seems like, if I remember right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're definitely not. We love to doing the commercials. We love showing that we're people.
When
Right,
you got
yep.
involved initially on the creative side of it, I mean, because you maybe saw like, should we, the kicking down the walls, that kind of angle, or do we need to have some kind of animal representing us?
No.
There's going to be trends,
Sure. No, for us, we started in Las Vegas. This is where we originally started in Las Vegas, obviously a very liberal town, 24-hour town. So you could run some crazy commercials, especially if you got really crazy overnight.
Oh, yeah.
And get away with the stuff. Here is conservative. So we kind of pulled back a little bit. One of our first commercials that really didn't even start out as a commercial, was actually taped the cameras were rolling in between shoots that we were doing, and it was Glenn and I listening to music and dancing. If you want to call it dancing, feel free to go on YouTube, Lerner and Rowe's YouTube page, and type in the dancing attorneys or dancing lawyers. Oh. You can really get a good idea of our lack of rhythm, especially my partners. But we enjoy, look, we're not the stereotypical that we're in front of bookcases or with our briefcase walking out of the courthouse that you see everybody doing.
Right.
We enjoy showing our humor. We're very serious about what we do. We've helped out thousands and thousands of people, and we're very excited and happy to do that. But we're normal people. And so there's a lot of attorneys out there that have chips on their shoulders, I say. And just saying this right now, we'll probably get some, a little flip. We're just not that. And I think, like the gentleman we just talked about, I think he's doing the same thing, trying to show that everybody, we're different. We have, here comes the commercial I see coming up.
The dancing. Get out of here. This is you two dancing around.
Oh, yeah.
All right. That's pretty solid.
Hold on. Oh, you just missed the end of it. What we're doing. I'm doing the front moonwalk out. Look at that.
Now, when you're doing that, are you thinking, this is something people really need to see.
And do you see the little flavor? Do you see the little flavor saver I got going back there?
Look at you.
And the reason for the flavor saver is because of all the gray I got going on right now.
No. Yeah,
I tried to hide some of it. No, there's some that we think are going to be funny. And again, we're trying to get a point across when we're doing it. That had to do with time matters, meaning call an attorney immediately, call us immediately so we get involved to help you. There's always some point that we're trying to get across. We're also trying to do it in a humorous way. There's Super Kevin. I don't know if you've seen that flying around Phoenix. And the great part about this, I'm giving away some of our secrets. Super Kevin is obviously based after the Superman character flying over town and how we help people. But, we started running that on children's networks, the Disney Network, Cartoon Network,
kids need
Nickelodeon. No, but I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
Little DUI kids on tricycles.
No, but kids sing the jingle. And so when they're singing the jingle and listening and saying again, and moms are watching, you know what's going on. It's in the background. It's playing. The jingle's playing. Then when we broke over to mainstream network, the kids are singing the jingle with their parents around, and parents are like, what? Where's this coming from? I mean, the cutest thing that I love is I'll get phone calls on my voicemail, and it's kids singing the jingle. Wow. I mean, from the ages of 2, up, singing the jingle.
That's called indoctrination. And it's
singing
awesome.
The jingle, and then the mom puts down,
that's
it, I'm calling Kevin.
This is genius.
Love that voice. Yeah, whoever that mom was, it was just calling.
It's great. Well, it's very interesting though, because I feel like now that the "we will fight for you" has turned into literally screaming out, "We will fight for you." Now everybody's showing their muscles. Like there's dudes without their shirts on for no reason. It's
I've said
crazy.
this for years, and I know there's a lot of that stuff right now that's going around in the advertising, but I've said for years, if there was a possibility to really represent clients in the old days where you get in a cage or you get in a ring and fight the adjusters for your money, let's do it.
Oh my God. It was
because
great.
That's how I feel for some of these people. Our clients are people that have been injured through no fault of their own.
Right.
And they're just trying to get compensation for their injuries. Sure.
A lot of times they don't even know it, right?
Sure. There's a lot of times, especially to the degree of their injuries. And there's a couple bad apples out there to kind of ruin it for people, that are trying to make false claims or whatever it is. I get that part, and why you need to have these certain units in the insurance companies to kind of weed that out. But there's so many good people out there that are injured through no fault of their own that you're putting them through the ring.
Exactly. I fell in that bush and I tripped on the sidewalk.
I said through no fault of their own.
Yeah,
the sidewalk wasn't level.
He doesn't understand it.
Yeah. It's just tough. It's really frustrating when you're going up against a lot of this stuff, especially, they go after different, ethnicities as well too. And they're not going to say they do it, but they're definitely,
they target.
They're not going to say they are, but if you start looking out there and start putting together who are those ethnicities that are really having a tougher time to get through, it's really difficult. Again, they were injured, not their fault.
No, this is good for both of us here. This girl said, my ex took pictures of me, both personal, with no release, and personal intimate ones. Don't ruin this yet. Some I didn't know, and then tried to sell them and posted them on the internet. I know I made some choices that I have to live with, but there's anything I can do to at least stop him from using the personal intimate ones I didn't know he took. any way to make him answer for this violation. Ooh. I think sending it to us. These photographs need to be sent to D. Toledo
which ones
at 90@KUPD.com, and we'll give them to Kevin, and we'll make sure that you
perfect.
Yeah, I think that's perfect.
Getting me in trouble on air.
I know that's perfect. No,
but there is something that she can do.
There is
absolutely. There's laws that have come up on this topic across the nation, and revenge porn laws are everywhere right now. They're almost everywhere, and it's just for that. You can't use them against those individuals. I mean, first of all, she could obviously hire counsel to look at doing a cease and desist or temporary restraining order and stuff like that. But she could also turn this into the
If you volunteered for those pictures, though, if they're like pictures and then they're in his possession, aren't they his to do with what he wants?
Still, no. And that's the thing. He can't, he doesn't have the right to go out and sell these photos. He doesn't have the right to use them to embarrass, to harass.
Right.
And what else is he using them for? At this point. I mean, is he using them to make money?
I'm not going to answer that question, Kevin.
I guess I should have watched
the fifth.
Again.
That's for his own use, though.
My God, you tricky lawyers always get to answer questions. God's sakes, man. Yeah, so, that's okay. So I didn't know, I figured if you were not necessarily being used against you, but if he's in possession, isn't 9/10 of the law who has it?
No, that's the old saying, sure. But it is intimidation, to harass, coerce.
Because Scott Baio made a fortune off the Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson tape because he owned it.
But at one particular time, I'm telling you, he had to get approval.
I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did. But we didn't have a lot of the laws that are on the books now to protect innocent victims or even those that were in a relationship and you shared them with your significant other. That's kind of the key thing, that you're in an intimate relationship and you're sharing those intimate moments. He can't, when you break up, turn around and use them against you.
What about before I break up? Can I sell my wife now, even though we're totally happy? Can she still sue me?
Yes.
It's not revenge.
It's not? You're just doing it?
I'm just doing it for a few extra bucks.
Has she consented?
Yes.
Then
she better.
She should be fine.
Love, honor, and obey. She's a dependent on his tax.
That's true. So she consents every time we eat, because I pay for it all the time.
Oh, I love this show.
Let's get into why you're really here, which is, all the other stuff.
Oh, that wasn't it?
Nope, that's not it.
Not revenge porn or...
people are coming up with rules for Lawyer Fight Club, though. And I really I got a guy who bracketed all the TV lawyers.
I love it.
And wanted you guys to fight.
Some of us are friends, so it'd be more difficult. But
I want the divorce lawyers to fight. That Alexis Breyer, the one that she yells all the time.
They're not divorce lawyers. They're actually, they're personal injury lawyers.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Who's the divorce one?
But I do gotta tell you, I do love when you do her voice.
The scream. I'm Mark Breyer.
And I'm Alexis Breyer!
Jesus Christ, Alexis. You don't even need to be on TV.
No intercom system in that office.
And Sandra Oswalt. Are you friends with Sandra Oswalt?
I'm not. I've never had the pleasure of meeting her.
Okay. Well, I would like her to fight Alexis Breyer. So we'll get into that too. We have to have a girls division.
I love that
fight.
We do have a text about the Breyers. It says, I've known Mark and Alexis for 20 years. Don't underestimate them. I bet they would be down to box, and Alexis has a lot of fire in her.
See, why do they all want to fight?
I've never had the pleasure of meeting either one of them. I heard they're great people, but that is...
we'll set up that meeting.
That's interesting. So you got her friends.
That's on the card.
We'll put you in the cage with Mark.
How about all cock and ass?
Yeah, what about that guy? All cock and ass.
Come on, greatest lawyer name ever.
I have had the pleasure. I've had the pleasure of meeting. He's a great guy, nice guy, really nice guy.
I'm hoping for a fight there too.
Who do you hate?
He's good. He's the good one.
Yeah.
Kevin's the nice one. We got his partner and that Lloyd Baker.
Guys, can I sue HMS for defamation? I'm really not that bad of a comedian. Signed Kevin Gilroy.
Yes, he is. Don't worry. People should sue that see you. All right, but you're doing this amazing thing, and this is really cool. We've been goofing around all morning, but you're doing this is the fourth time you've done it, 25 days of giving, and people are emailing me not sure, what to do. You go to your Facebook page, and they think that they have to be sick or in a situation that's just miserable.
Really don't. Yes, thank you. It is our fourth year of doing this. It's really just another way of our Lerner and Rowe Gives Back is reaching out to help individuals, especially during this time of year. So you go to our Facebook page. You like the Facebook page. You then post your wish.
Right.
And then you go ahead and share it. Today being 2 for Tuesdays, we give away 2. We already did it this morning, and it's really nice that you can go on, same thing, like the Facebook page, post your wish, tag one of your friends or another individual so they can post their wish, and if granted, you both get your wish granted up to a $500 value.
Holy cow.
So, it's really nice.
That's incredible.
We've really been excited. There's just, You're right. It's not just need-based, but it is part of our outreach. When you really see and you're really looking at some of these posts, there's just such a need.
Yeah.
There's just such a need. There's so many distressed Arizonians that are out there that, 5 years ago, 6, 7 years ago, when in 2008 or 9, when the economy crashed, that was the big thing. Every news program was showing how everybody was hurt by the economy crashing, da-da-da-da-da-da. And then all of a sudden, the Dow hit the biggest level it's ever hit, this and that. Everybody's great. No, they're not.
Still plenty.
Yeah, there's plenty.
They're not. There's so many out there. And then, you and I have spoke, when we're talking about our vets coming back. That's another thing with me too, that, God, they're going over fighting for our freedom. They're coming back and now they're homeless and fighting with addictions or disease and injuries they have.
And not getting the treatment.
At all.
Yeah.
It's just so frustrating to me. So, Lerner and Rowe Gives Back is an outreach, program that a foundation I set up probably 7-8 years ago. It initially started more for my family, and it was more intimate, that I wanted to teach my kids the importance of this and their civic duty to give back and help others in their time of need. So it was buying bikes or stuff at Christmas and doing little things here and there. But it really has morphed into that we have a brand. Let's do more with our brand. And I was able to raise a lot of money at our golf tournaments, and 100% of that money goes back into our local communities. It stays within our states. And we've talked about that too. There's a lot of great organizations internationally and nationally, but I feel it's really important to start and help those in our community.
Keep it right here.
First.
Yeah, stay local. And talking to you a few times, I didn't realize how much you guys do. You do a ton of stuff. And thanks to you again, we've, every time we've just mentioned a charity we're doing something with, we get a check from you. Not to say that that's going to happen every time, but so far we've said stuff and you're like, Jesus,
it
we
is
didn't
now,
expect
John.
it. It better keep up.
We
it's
do
unbelievable.
the best we can.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's, again, we're so blessed in what we do. And that we're given the opportunity to help people in our profession in their time of need. Because that's what we do across the board. If it's financially with BK, if it's, you've made some bad decisions with criminal defense, or of course, what I do, if you've been injured and you're a victim of somebody else's negligence, that's what we do. We're helping people in their time of need.
It's unreal. And we didn't even ask, and boom, you guys helped us out several times. So thank you in advance for that. So hopefully this is something that everybody jumps on. I think it's pretty cool. So go to the Lerner and Rowe Facebook page, like it. Put your wish on there. Like, give me an example of what a wish would look like. What are people?
Well, I just saw on there you guys gave away some PS4s, right? And
we did. We did. We gave away PS4s this morning. We've also given.
Thank you, by the way.
Brady got more. You've won 7 days in a row.
That's amazing.
Okay, I want to make this clear though, because we get a lot of stuff all the time that either come in through our phone lines or come in through our chat leads or our website. It's a social media based program that we're doing. It's Facebook. So you have to go to the Lerner and Rowe Facebook page, and then post your wish, like it, and then share it. So things that we've given away have been, like this year we just gave away, I think in the last 5 days, a mom didn't have the financial means to get her 9-month-old child a cranial band.
Like a helmet. Yeah. A helmet. We've done tires. We've done.
Like Eric used to wear.
Yeah.
Meaning last year.
I fell down.
A couple years ago.
The cranial band not to help him, just to save him. It's different.
We also gave away airline tickets for a son to come visit their ailing mom that hasn't seen in 3 years due to financial and illness. So we do a lot of stuff. We've given away ovens. We've given away hot water heaters because they didn't have enough. They didn't have hot water and they had newborns. They couldn't even boil water or boil bottles. Wow.
So people come and they tell their story on Facebook as well?
They do. There's a lot of, last week I was in a bad mood. Something just got me at home, and you go on. I just happened to log on our Facebook. And I realized my mood is a joke compared to what I'm reading here. And I got to the point, I made a post and I said, hey, we need to do more Lerner and Rowe. I did it from my personal page. I probably shouldn't have done that because within 30 minutes I had 122 new friend requests. I had 900 comments. Great stuff. But we did 3 new giveaways that next day just to try and help people. There's just so much need. Yeah. This contest goes until December 19th. And if you've known me from past years, it'll go longer.
It'll bleed over.
It always does. I just know there's always more to do. So
that's unreal.
And we try to do what we can do to help others and just try and be kind. Be kind to one another.
When was the last time you were in an accident? Car accident.
Thankfully, I have not been in one.
Jesus, Brady, you jinxed it.
I just, had
Who
no
asked this
Sorry.
question?
No. I don't want to. I kind of got cut off here. I said I have not been in one in 15, 20 years. I have been in one, and thankfully, it was just me. that I got cut off, kind of hit a wall, and thankfully no one was hurt. It was just property damage, and the guy took off. So
no kidding.
Yeah, it was California.
Is that where the dream started?
That's when it all started.
That was it.
This. Yeah. Well, thank you for coming in this morning, and hopefully the Legal Fight Club will start going again.
I love it.
We'll get that
it's
idea
got
going.
A name.
I know. The Lawyer Fight Club is so awesome, and I would just love just one. I just want that Baker Lerner thing to happen.
Somebody brought it up to me, actually, even doing if you did sumo suits or just something.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
make it fun.
Make it fun. Make it good for charity. I know everybody's involved on that angle to bring. If you want to bring him to the table and take out the bare knuckles, which I know probably my partner would rather have.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if you want to bring it to, a more charitable thing, then do a sumo thing, do something where it's fun and everybody can have a good time.
Gotta make that happen. And Lloyd Baker wants the bare knuckle thing, evidently, too. So I just think it's fantastic.
I love it.
Yeah. I will say.
And I love the promotion of it.
Yeah, I know, it's just constant. Yeah, I'm sorry that we have to mention the other guys, because I'm on your team. I'm with these guys.
Team Lerner and Rowe?
I'm Team Lerner and Rowe. I want you guys to whip ass on all of them and take care of them.
You'll host all your raffles.
Yeah, I'll do your raffles. I will do raffles for you, and that's it.
Someone requested an honor duel with pistols.
Yeah, that might be going too far.
Ooh, Dad.
Well, I think you already say the winner or the loser has to leave town?
Yeah, it's the Old West, man.
It really wouldn't hurt Lloyd Baker that much, though.
There's no business here, you mean? Oh, I love the smack talk. This is so much better. Lawyer Fight Club is so great. Thank you, man. Facebook, Lerner and Rowe on Facebook today. And
it's on our Facebook now, too, and I just tweeted out links to it. So you can find that info
thank you so much.
Kevin, thank you very much. Kevin Rowe from Lerner and Rowe. Where are you staying in town for the holidays? Are you going anywhere?
No, we're staying here.
Okay.
We're staying here. Thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you. And anything you ever need. There you go. It's Lerner and Rowe, everybody. You know the number. It's 977-1900. Now dance for us. Please, for God's sake. 98 KUPD.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What the hell? 98. I'm not cool with this at all.
KUPD. Rush into Old Navy for gifts that keep on giving, like cozy sweaters for the family. Tomorrow only, they're just $10 for adults, $8 for toddlers. But hurry, it's just one day only tomorrow at Old Navy and OldNavy.com. Valid 12/7, select styles only.
Today, President Trump will recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital. I'm Rita Foley with an AP News Minute. This comes despite warnings from Arabs, Muslims, Europeans, and Pope Francis that it may worsen tension in the region. Hussam Zumlat is the Palestinians' top envoy in the U.S.
There is no explanation, not from a national interest of America, not from the interests of peace in the region and the world.
Time magazine's Person of the Year is the Me Too movement, which encouraged victims to tell their stories of sex assault and harassment. Times editor-in-chief Edward Felsenthal.
The 2017 Person of the Year is the Silence Breakers, the voices that launched a movement. This is the fastest moving social change we've seen in decades.
He was on the Today Show. Most of the water-dropping airplanes and helicopters